I can smell the Goodreads reviews already. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily and it is NaNoWriMo, National Novel Writing Month 2023. It's November, oh my goodness. If you are not familiar, NaNoWriMo is, like I mentioned, National Novel Writing Month, and there is a challenge to write a 50,000 word novel in the span of the 30 days of November. Most people start with a brand new novel and they prepare it over October or Preptober, and they try to write 50,000 words of it, or the entire thing in 50,000 words if that's the length of their book. I am being a nano rebel this year. I am trying to get the 50,000 words, but I'm also not particularly sticking to that. I have a set of goals I want to do, and also I am right in the middle of the book I'm writing, so I am not starting a new book at all. I am writing a fairy fantasy romance book. I am how many words into this story? Let's check Scrivener. I'm at 57,000 words into this story. Today is Friday, November 1st. I have already written some this month. On the 1st, I wrote 2,100 words, and yesterday I wrote 2,000 words. So I was at 50-something thousand words when I started NaNoWriMo. Now I'm at 57,072. And I have a set of goals. First off, you may or may not know if you are joining me for the first time, I got some major burnout over August and September and a little bit of October of this year. October wasn't really burnout, it was just forgetting how to get back into the writing routine after burnout. So I have a couple of goals. These are not just for the fantasy romance because I have multiple things I'm trying to work on, and might as well take advantage of the NaNoWriMo chaos and try to do a little bit of everything. For the fantasy romance, the only thing I am holding myself to doing is writing for an hour every day. I will miss some days, I know this ahead of time, but the point is to attempt to get back into a writing routine, and 1 hour is just like 4 little writing sprints. That is something manageable for me. If I'm having a good writing day, that's about 2,000 words. I can write about 2,000 words an hour pretty easily. If it isn't, and the words don't come very well, that's fine. I will write for that hour and then I will be done for the day. That is it. I am just trying to get into a routine. Specifically, I am trying to do this in the morning because I used to have a morning routine when I was writing in Dying Starlight, my other series, and I really liked that routine. So I'm trying to do 1 hour of the fantasy romance in the morning. Have I done it this morning? No, it's because I have to vlog and I have to do social media. We'll get to it later today though. If there isn't anything else in my way, I'm gonna try to do it in the morning. Alongside that, I have books 1 through 4 of In Dying Starlight printed. It is how long? Over 100,000 words. 241 pages of rather small type. It's not spaced out. And I'm sending these first 4 to my editor, Natalia, in January. I'm just trying to edit 1 chapter of this a day. These have already been edited and proofread and edited again and published. I'm just doing a final line edit for my own sake and sanity before I send it off to my poor suffering editor who's going to have to line edit this monstrosity of a story. So I've just been going through. I'm trying to actually do 2 chapters a day, but 1 is the bare minimum. So I've been going through. Yesterday I did 2 chapters and the day before I did 2 chapters. And I'm doing stuff, like you can see the little markups. I've got some markups going. It's mostly taking out unnecessary words, changing weak words, stuff like that. The plot's gonna stay the same. So I just want to do 1 or 2 chapters of that a day. As well, I've been brewing an idea for a short comic for a while. I just want to work on it a little bit every day. Even if that's just taking some time to just stare at a wall and think specifically about the plot. I just want to work on it a little bit every day. Hopefully I will get to doing some art stuff on it, like some character designs. Those are my goals. Those are my Nano Rebel goals. I've got a little chart. These are the first 15 days. I'll do the other 15 days on the other page when I'm not feeling lazy. I got my date. I got how many hours I worked on the fantasy romance during the day. I have a check mark on whether or not I worked on the comic that day, how many chapters of Undying Starlight I edited, and how many words I wrote in that time for the fantasy romance. I may work on Thistle, but probably not. This month is gonna be fantasy romance month. So, I'm feeling exceptionally prepared, and also entirely not prepared. So yeah, like I said, November 1st I did 2,100 words, November 2nd I did 2,000 words, so I got 4,100 words for the month. That's good. I have not written this morning. Today I must run errands, so we'll see how that goes. Let's hope I just write a little bit today. I'm also fulfilling the Kickstarter this month, so don't mind me. This has nothing to do with anything, but I'm gonna show you that I went to the beach like sometime last year and I found these shells at this beach and I have just never remembered to show you guys, and I don't know why I think you care, but first of all, I got this. It's very cute. Obviously this is one of those not very well traversed beaches. I came upon this little section of rock that I think is usually covered in the tide, and there were just thousands and thousands of mussel shells. There was also this. I just found this whole shell. I'm pretty sure it's abalone. This whole shell. You can usually only buy stuff like this in stores. I just found it among all the shells. I don't know if I ever showed you guys, but it's so cool. And I wanted to show you. See, he's got these little permanent sand marks that I can't get out from like worms or something. Isn't it cute? I was shocked when I found it. It's adorable. I gotta find a place on my desk for it so we can look at it all the time. So that was my random show and tell moment in the beginning of a NaNoWriMo vlog. Happy NaNoWriMo! Let's go! Monday, November 6th. I swear I either stay on top of my vlogging or I stay on top of everything else. I am staying on top of basically everything else. So the vlog is falling by the wayside. I'm in the middle of doing writing sprints, so I'm gonna make this short and quick. Not including today, I have written 8,700 words. Yesterday was my smallest day at 600 words. The day before that was my biggest day at 2,200 words. Here's what we got. I'm mostly staying on top of it. I've missed a couple days on working on the comic, but that's like the smallest on the goals list, so it's fine. I have been doing 1 to 2 in Dying Starlight chapters every day. It's getting a little bit less rough the more I get into it, I think. It's such a funny book to me going back to the beginning, because Aaron's just so angry and pissed at the world. And by the end, he's like, I have my little humans. I'm still angry at the world, but I have my humans and I'm happy now. Just hit me the other day. I'm 63,000 words into the fantasy romance now. That's like a whole book. Am I halfway done? Who knows? I have to be halfway done, right? I have to be. I wrote such a good scene the other day. I had a random good idea like 3 days ago, and then 2 days ago I decided, yes, I will write it in. Sometimes I am both a smart writer and a good writer at the same time, if that makes sense. Like I come up with good ideas and the actual sentence level stuff is good. But though this book is intense summer vibes, it's now cold. I mean, it's cold for California. It's not cold as in, you know, the rest of the world. So my hands are cold when I'm typing. That counts as cold to me. I have hot tea. You know, it's occurred to me the other day. I can already tell that there are going to be some people who are going to read this book. I can smell the Goodreads reviews already, because this main character, she wants to ask the love interest guy a certain set of questions, but she can tell he's really defensive about it and it's very personal to him. So she kind of dances around the topic and kind of like hints at wanting to ask it, but doesn't actually directly ask it. And like once or twice she directly kind of asks a side question, trying to work her way into the conversation. And I can smell the Goodreads reviews saying she's so indecisive. Because she is both trying to befriend this person and be careful, because he is a fairy, and even though he is nice, but she doesn't know if he's just like putting on a mask of being nice or if he actually is. So she wants to help him and be nosy, and she is just, as a character, a person who inserts herself into the situation. Not in an over-the-top way, but just like, there's a problem here, let me see if I can fix it. She's one of those, which most of my characters kind of are, but she's just very blunt. Her level of tact is very low, in like a kind sort of way, but just... Alright, I got cut off in the middle of my little rant yesterday. Day before yesterday. Today's Wednesday, November 8th. I got cut off. I was mostly finished, though. Niev, my main character, she's just a little... she doesn't know what to do, and I feel like fairy stories these days, the Fae are not actually portrayed in a very frightening manner. Like, everybody's so afraid of them, but the minute the main character meets one of them, within like 5 minutes, they're just like snarky bantering. There's no sense of like, these are other uncanny valley type creatures, you know? And so I think that kind of works against me, because she is just afraid of fairy, even though she keeps going into fairy. It'll be explained in the book. Oh my gosh, stop. But I think people will be like, why doesn't she just bluntly say certain things to him? Maybe because he is a terrifying creature who seems kind, and he is. But she doesn't know if he actually is. I'm just saying, I'm just, like I'm saying, I can smell the Goodreads comments. I don't care. I'm just letting you know they're gonna happen. So yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Yeah, today's the 8th, it's Wednesday. Yesterday I didn't write, well, I wrote for like 10 minutes and I wrote 100 words and I was going, no, I'm not feeling it. I'm not gonna force it. I don't want it to be bad. So yesterday, I basically didn't do anything. I was running a lot of errands yesterday. So yesterday, 10-15 minutes. Did not work on the comic. Did not work on In Dying Starlight. Did 100 words. Day before that, fine, because though I did not work on the comic and I only did 1 chapter of In Dying Starlight, I did 4,100 words of the fantasy romance. Oh, I love this book so much. It's getting to some really good parts. I think it is officially my new passion project. This is what our little chart looks like right now. I love this book, you guys. You guys are either gonna love it or you're gonna be like, good grief, why are you so over the top about it? I was thinking last night, for no particular reason, but because this is a writing vlog, I'm just gonna tell you. This has no point whatsoever. I'm just gonna ramble. I was thinking last night about the funny ways that your characters turn into real people as you write them. And I was thinking about it specifically because I don't think I had this experience with Aaron, because I've had In Dying Starlight in my head for such a long period of time that he has always felt this way to me. I feel like he came into my brain as a complex character, and I'm certain he didn't, but it just feels that way. So this, for In Dying Starlight, this doesn't really apply, but that was such a long series in the making. That took a long time for that series to come together. But I was thinking about Niamh in the fantasy romance and like how she's turning into a person as I write her, because I outlined the book and I had a set section of plot points, and as I write, those will always change and adapt, and they partially change and adapt because you get to learn the character's personality. And this really happened in Under the Earth, because I had the outline for that. Well, I had kind of an outline for this. I had Ayamar's personality as kind of like, he's this ancient fairy creature, but he's also, I didn't plan for this in his personality whatsoever, and I didn't even realize it until later. He's just, my friend calls him a button pusher. Like, as if he sees a big red button that says don't push this, he'll just be like, and that is his personality, and she's very correct. He does that, and I had no intention of writing him that way. I didn't even realize I had written him that way until my beta readers were constantly in the comments yelling at him like, Ayamar, no, Ayamar, don't touch that, Ayamar, don't follow that thing, don't do this, hey, Ayamar, stop it. It's just so weird the way characters take on personalities even without you specifically making them that way. I swear, if somebody was like, at the bottom of that bridge there's something interesting, he would take a look and just yeet himself off. He is that type of character. He's just like, he's old and he doesn't care. And that was so unintentional. And so I'm thinking about Niamh and like how she has progressed as a person. And I didn't have a very clear view of any of these characters until I started writing it. This was one of those books where I thought of the plot pretty quickly and I was like, great, I can write it. And I started writing it. And so I'm getting to learn the characters as I go along. She's such a Steve Rogers type character, in the sense that like, if somebody is sad, she will appear with a plate of cookies and a hug and be like, tell me what's wrong. Partially because she likes to cook and like food is how she shows affection. Well, she's actually one of my more just like outwardly affectionate characters, but like food is her love language. Definitely cooking for people is her love language. So she will literally and figuratively show up with a plate of cookies and a hug. And I didn't know she was like that at all until I started writing, and now she's just constantly like, I sense sadness, let me go and find it. And she's trying to do that with this fairy creature, which is part of the reason why she's like, she's really nosy, but she also knows she really shouldn't be nosy. And it's just funny how that progresses, and like the random conversations I happen upon, because in that situation she would be like, You want to tell me the details? And so the conversations I have is she's trying to like ask for details while dancing around it, and he's just kind of like, are all humans this damn nosy? Is really funny to me. She does not know how to interact with him, and he doesn't know how to interact with her because he's never met a human before. And they're both just like circling each other like, I like this person, but I don't know how to interact with them. How many words have I written for this month? I don't know. 12,900. Okay, don't mind the sound of my washing machine, but we're out in my dad's little workshop, and in case you were curious what lots and lots of boxes of novellas look like, this is not even all of them. These are the hardcovers. Those are other copies of Under the Earth and some of my other books. These are some of the signed paperbacks I have, and there's more underneath these boxes, and there's more here and under here. I haven't even ordered the special editions of Under the Earth yet because it's simply taking up too much space. I'm gonna get a bunch of these packaged. I just am waiting on the art prints. So, yeah, lots of books. Many, many books. What am I doing? I just did a different video clip and now I don't know what I'm doing. NaNoWriMo. It's Friday, November 10th. I have not kept up on this. I need to write that down. Let me just grab my NaNoWriMo chart. I'm 16,700 words in for the month. Not bad. A little bit ahead of schedule. I haven't written for today yet. If I write anything today, I'll still be a little bit ahead of schedule. Yesterday, I wrote 2,800 words, and let me tell you about that. 100 words of those was the fantasy romance. I then got utterly distracted and wrote 2,700 words of a random scene in the world of Under the Earth over the sky. I just really love these characters, and I've been wanting to write something more with them for a long time. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'm going to write a few short stories in that world, maybe like upwards of a novella or something, but I genuinely mean I'm gonna write something short and like bite-sized, maybe like a 10,000 word thing or something like that. And if I do, and if they are decent, I might put them in a little collection for like a companion little novella thing. I don't know. I miss writing these characters and I really want to write more of them, and so I don't know why I wouldn't write more of them. I don't want to write a sequel. The book stands really well as its own thing, and I don't have a plot for a sequel. I just want to write some cute little things within the world. It feels like writing fan fiction in my own book, you know? But that's what I wrote yesterday. I might do more of that today. I don't know. I'm just having fun, flying by the seat of my pants. What have I'm a little bit behind on the In Dying Starlight editing and the comic stuff. For a couple days I didn't work on the comic at all. This morning I did do 2 chapters of In Dying Starlight though. So there's a couple days I didn't do anything with the comic. I'm gonna get back on top of that. I need to fill that out. I'll show it to you next time. And we got the puppies. Hi Rosie girl. Oh, you don't want to talk to the camera. Rosie. Rosie. Hey, say hi to the camera. You don't want to? That's a good girl. Yeah, what a good girl. Oh, don't talk to me. Oh no. What about Alice? Alice. Hi, honey. Oh, that's a big girl. Yeah. I don't want to talk to the camera. No. Oh dear. Want to hear the Ingramspark update? Of course you do. Monday, November 13th. I'm gonna get the copies of the See at the End of Everything that I have, just to further illustrate how stupid this is. Never mind, I don't know what I did with the hardcover that I got from Ingramspark. Point is, this is the See at the End of Everything from Ingramspark. It is a 5x8 book. Yeah? Very common novella size. Cream paper. 5x8. You may remember I got a proof of the hardcover from Ingramspark and it looked good. The only thing that was wrong was it was white paper. And I don't like white paper as much. It's kind of bright. It's kind of harsh on the eyes. I go back on the website and I can't change it to cream paper. I'm like, that makes no sense. You know, it's cream paper at this size. It should be cream paper at the same size on a hardcover. It makes no sense whatsoever. So I email support. And they're like, we're gonna bump this up to the next level of support. And they're really busy. And like a week later, I follow up and ask them, and they basically tell me stop emailing because it's going to take us longer to get to you. And 2 weeks go by, and so I decide I won't email, I'll message them on Facebook. And so I message them on Facebook, and they're like, oh, we won't answer your question unless it's the email that you use with the Ingramspark account. And I was using my personal email. And they said that they told me that in the last message. No. What they told me in the last message was, 1, don't email us back. So I didn't. They mentioned something about, if you want to change your email on your account, here's how you do it. But they didn't tell me why I should. So I just thought it was like a general form thing. It didn't say, please change your email on your account so we can answer you. It just said, stop emailing us back, and here's how you can do this random thing if you want to. And I'm like, no, you were supposed to email us back with the proper email address. So your support ticket is not active. So I go into my email account that I have linked to the Ingramspark account, and I email through them. And they tell me the exact same thing over again about, like, restart your computer, try a different browser. Yeah, I did that already. And they go, you have unsaved changes on that book. You should save the changes. And I said, yeah, I know. I have unsaved changes because I went in to change it to cream and it's not there, so it's not unsaved. Yeah, can I save it as cream paper, please? Or can you do it? And they email me back and say, we don't offer cream paper at that size book. So we do cream paper at 5x8 on a paperback, but if you want to glue a hardcover to this, we can't do that. So I guess I'll just have to settle for white paper. This is probably why I didn't do like 5x8s when I was doing In Dying Starlight, because I was gonna go through Ingramspark and then I realized their website was being weird, and so I just didn't. Why? I don't get it. That makes no sense. Like I said, white paper is not the end of the world. It's fine. That's the Ingramspark update. Are you guys thrilled? I'm not thrilled. What are we? This is NaNoWriMo. Yesterday I wrote for an hour and a half, and I wrote 2,400 words on the fantasy romance. Actually, no, I wrote 2,200 words on the fantasy romance, and then I outlined 200 words of the plot for the short comic that I'm doing. So I did work on the short comic, and I edited one chapter of In Dying Starlight. I'm at 20,500 words for the month. I have not written yet this morning. On Saturday, I wrote 100 words. Wasn't feeling it. On Friday, I wrote for an hour and got 1,300 words. Okay. Everything's fine. The only reason I don't go elsewhere other than Ingramspark is Amazon doesn't do pre-orders. They don't do pre-orders. They also don't offer dust jackets on their hardcovers. Book Vault doesn't have the distribution that Ingramspark has, so it's good for like personal printing and stuff, but then they also printed the copy badly that I got from them. Places like Lulu and Barnes & Noble Press, they don't offer 5x8 hardcovers that have both a dust jacket and a printed case cover, and I want that, and they're more expensive. So like, Ingramspark's what I got right now, but I'll learn my lesson. If it's a 5x8, you just expect white paper on the hardcover. Whatever, okay. Wednesday, November 15th. Wednesday, November 15th. It's the halfway point of NaNoWriMo. So this is going to be the last writing day of this vlog. I will just update you guys in a day or two on what my word count was for today, because I will probably end up writing tonight. I'm gonna try to write this morning, but I will probably end up writing tonight, so I'll have to update you in a day or two. I am getting to the last 1 or 2 chapters in part 2. I'm almost done with part 2. This book is 75,000 words long right now. A few thousand words more and it will be longer than Under the Earth. I've definitely passed the halfway point. Is this book coherent? I have no idea. That's a problem for me later. But yesterday I wrote for an hour in the evening and I wrote 1,700 words. The day before that I wrote 1 hour and 15 minutes, and I think, was that all in the evening? I think I wrote a little bit earlier in the day and then a little bit later in the day. I can't remember, but I wrote 3,000 words over an hour and 15 minutes. I don't know what happened there. So yeah, today I have writing plans. I'm excited about this chapter. They're finally going to they've been having honest conversations with each other, but they're finally gonna have like a deep dive conversation on the stuff that happened because trauma. I don't know. There was drama that went down and now they have to help each other and they're going to talk while they do it. It also might be the first kiss scene. I don't know if I'll write that chapter today or if it'll take 2 days. I'm not sure. 3 days? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea how long this scene is actually going to be. Oh, for those of you who are keeping up on the Kickstarter, everything has come in except for the art prints I need to ship. They should be coming in. That's the second round of the proofs of the art prints. The first one didn't look the way I wanted, so I got another one coming in. It should be here like any day now. The enamel pins should get here today. They're gonna be at the UPS store though, so I have to go pick them up. But like the art prints, the last thing I need to ship like the bulk of everything, because not many people ordered the pins and not many people ordered like the special editions of Under the Earth, so I've got a lot of stuff to ship out, but the art prints are the last thing that everybody gets one, so I have to get those out to ship anything. So I have to get those in to ship anything out. I just want to start shipping these things. My God. I mean, I don't look forward to having to take hundreds and hundreds of bubble mailers down to my local post office people where they're gonna look at me like I'm nuts again. I just want to get these things shipped out. I'm gonna shut up and write. Let's write. Let's do this thing. Alrighty, just had a minor fight with my camera because it wouldn't turn off of slow mode. Alright, it's Friday, November 17th. We are wrapping up part 1 of the Camp NaNoWriMo vlogs. I wrote 29,200 words over the first 15 days. Was trying to get to 30,000 there just for fun, but it didn't quite happen. Here's what the little chart looks like. On the 15th, I did an hour and a half of writing, sprints stretched out over the day, and got 4,000 words. In that hour and a half. I don't know what happened. I love this book. I'm a little bit behind on my In Dying Starlight chapters, so I gotta keep up with that. I think technically I've definitely done 1 a day. I've definitely had it even out to 1 a day, but I have not kept up with the 2 a day that I actually wanted to do. So we're gonna have to keep up with that. I've been working on the comic a little bit, at least in my head, at the bare minimum, a little bit every day, so we're good on that account. And yeah, I have passed 78,000 words in this book as of today, which is Friday, November 17th, which makes it officially longer than Under the Earth. I am right about at the end of part 2. So we're getting there. I am a little bit over 30,000 words now, so we are still nicely on track. That 4K day did a lot for me. So we are going to wrap this vlog up here. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, giving it a thumbs up and a subscribe really helps me out. Let me know how NaNoWriMo is going for you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!